another week with us, and this week we're talking about favorite genre and the books within our favorite genre. And it was really hard for me to pick because I love a lot of the genres, and finally I picked one, and it's fantasy. I think the reason why I picked fantasy is because fantasy is so diverse. There's so many subgenres within fantasy, and it covers mostly everything I love. And I looked through all my top 10 books. Yes, like the video last week, and I realized I think every single one of them, except for Case Closed, were within the fantasy genre or had some fantasy connection to it. So basically, the books, I guess, within fantasy, I really love can basically be described with my last week's video with all the top 10 books plus the honorable mentions. So some of the books I really truly love that's within fantasy is Children of the Red King series by Jenna Nemo, which is a middle grade kind of fantasy novel, and I really love that. I also love the House of Power series, which is a fantasy dystopian kind of novel set, I guess, for middle grade and teens. Also, the City of Ember, which is dystopic and fantasy as well. I know that my sister really loved the Great Wolf Throne series by Cinderella and Chima, and Graceling, basically some Realm series by Kristen Kishore, which is high fantasy kind of subgenre. And I just really love fantasy. If you want to check out more of, my favorites, you can check out my last week's video right here, and check out my top 10 plus honorable mentions, which most of them were fantasy related. I mean, even the mention of Hugo Cabret can be, I guess, somewhat be linked to fantasy, because fantasy is so broad. The only two that weren't basically fantasy in my top 10 video were Case Closed manga and The Kite Runner, which is a kind of historical genre book. So basically that's it. My favorite genre is fantasy. What's yours?